Every black person and every person of color stop going to work, this whole shit goes.
There's been a popular narrative for some time now that if every black person or person of color stopped working, the system would collapse. And for the good of humanity, let's just debunk this right now. It sounds revolutionary, but it is based on outdated understandings on structures of power. People imagine this economy is still like the 1950s. It operates on factories, assembly lines, and even manual production. But today, production is automated, labor is outsourced, and most systems are now running on artificial intelligence. So if millions of people quit their jobs tomorrow, corporations would learn to automate faster, which they've already been preparing for. Labor would be imported, and the economy would adapt. The system doesn't depend on your physical hands anymore. This is probably the most important part of the conversation that I need people to understand when they listen to takes like that. The United States system is not rooted in land-based sovereignty. It operates under maritime commercial code, law of commerce and vessels. That means your birth certificate is a bond, it has a QSIP number, and it's treated as a financial security or a negotiable instrument. In this system, your value is not based on labor hours, wages, or even job position. Value is in identity status, commercial participation, and consent to contract. So simply not working does not remove you from the system. Your identity contract keeps you inside of the jurisdiction, hence everything switching to digital intelligence systems right now. I want to touch on another thing that he spoke about, which was about rent payments. It's not just payment for shelter, it's admiralty jurisdiction. Land is collateral. Nobody actually owns land, only tenancy rights exist. Y'all have played Monopoly before, right? It means you don't actually own the land, you lease the right to exist within jurisdiction. So when you pay rent, you're really paying for the right to remain recognized as a legal person. And this is where it falls back into identity classification. Now let's talk about the metaphysical aspect of it all. The system is not actually powered by land or labor. It's identity, attention, and narrative. Media is not just entertainment, it's a distribution system for mechanized belief. So black people are not just the labor force in America, they're the cultural operating system of the globe. Music, language, rhythm, gesture, TikTok viral videos. This is based on frequency, and that's something completely different. Corporations are not chasing black labor, they're chasing black attention. And it's really everybody, but this is just specific to this video. So it doesn't change the system to leave your jobs, boycotting companies, or even refusing to pay rent. In fact, at that point, you become a belligerent because you've already contracted into the system. So in layman's terms, you've already agreed to be a part of this system. So going against the agreement violates the contract, which really puts you more at a loss than it does them. It's about withdrawing your identity that they have tried to instill on you. It's about withdrawing emotional participation, and that's a huge part of it, because when you remove your emotions out of it, which is a huge driver of any action or force, remove it from their system and put it back into yourself. And you're also reclaiming the narrative authority as well. Identity determines jurisdiction, jurisdiction determines contract, and contract is what determines control. So when identity shifts, the contract dissolves, jurisdiction breaks, and the ship loses its crew. And the U.S. does actually operate like a ship. So the real strike is actually psychological protection, cultural, narrative, and symbolic meaning in your own life. Withdraw your attention, withdraw your imagination, withdraw your emotional reaction to these media cycles that they spit out every single second of the day. When your mind leaves, the machine starves. Remember, it needs you in order to survive. You also have the scene in The Matrix where Morpheus shows you the copper top batteries. The system does not run on labor. Again, it's identity, attention, awareness. The contract that you're looking to break is internal. It's not external. So again, when you listen to takes like that, zoom out from the situation and look at it as a whole. It'll give you more perspective on the situation.